we're at UIPath together in London, and I'm with Mark O'Connor from the ABP Consultancy, and I'm also with Mark Cooper, who is from the School of Automation, which is part of the ABP group. Really pleased to be joined by you guys. Perhaps I could turn to you, Mark, first, to tell us a little bit about ABP Consultancy.
Well, ABP as a consultancy has been around since 2016. I think we're in 12 countries at this stage, spread across Europe and Israel. We focus on automation and business process. And where our key focus is based upon working with our clients, understanding their needs, and showing them how automation can transform their business. And that has evolving now as we start to bring in more AI-powered solutions into it. And that has meant the company has had to change its focus, but it's also meant that the company has expanded. And that has sort of brought us into the areas of needing the skills that the School of Automation bring into the organization. So that's why we're here today together, and why the School of Automation is part of the ABP group. It's because we've used that to be able to find the skilled workforce that we wouldn't have normally been able to find.
Yeah. And would you be able to just please tell us a bit about the program to attract enable a diverse and inclusive?
It's an interesting story because I found out about the program while I was working in UIPath. So it was that Mark Cooper and Mark Henderson joined a team meeting and told us with the story of the School of Automation, how it began in Glasgow. And straight away, I started thinking, that's exactly what my clients need. My clients needed access to young developers that had the appropriate skill sets, but they also needed access to professional services training for their existing employees. So it fit in perfectly into the needs of where I looked at public sector while I was working in UiPath. They wanted to become more self-sufficient. They wanted to embrace the technology, but they didn't know how to bring those resources into their organization. And then they wanted access to skill training programs that they could get accreditation for their employees at the other end of it. So when the guys presented, I was like, straight away, I need to partner with these guys, And then the story became so strong and I believed in it so much, I've joined the company to promote it even further, because I see how the market has grown in the last number of years, and more organizations want to upskill their own people, but they also love the idea of bringing in a young workforce that have these skills, have the UiPath accreditations from day one, and they can bring that into the organization.
Yeah, thank you. And if I could turn to the other Mark, it sounds like a real fascinating program. And I'm interested in how you measure success. What will be your success metrics for a program of this kind?
Well, the nature of the School of Automation, as Mark said, it's about professional upskilling and training for existing clients who are growing their automations, need more resource. So that's one part of the business. The other part of the business is we support and help people who are unemployed, looking for a career change. How do we help people have careers within technology? Organizations are going on a digital transformation journey. There's a lot of people out there thinking about the future of work. What does that look like? And what we do at the school is how can we help people feel part of that? So one of the metrics that we use success is we take people from being unemployed, for example, school leavers, college leavers, people are thinking about doing different jobs, and we take them and we take them through a training course, UiPath training course. They're part of the Academic Alliance at UiPath. And we then work with client partners to get them the right work experience, real life project experience, and then into employment and into careers in this space. And we've got loads of stories. We've been doing this for the last 3 and a bit years now. And we've had people going from unemployed right through to they're now in employment. They're a couple of years now in that job. They're doing things for the first time. They're actually, making something of themselves, achieving anything from real personal things like getting their first car, their first house, their first holiday, being able to live a little bit, and that's what employment does, right? And I think that's the core of the school is how can we enable people to have that sort of career.
It's great to hear the human side of automation. And coming back to the other Mark, you're here at UiPath together. Well, why did you choose to partner with UiPath?
Well, I suppose, as I said, I was a UiPath employee, but I firmly believed at the time in the investment that UiPath had made in education. And I saw what the guys were doing in the School of Automation. So hey, you were bringing the best of the training programs that UiPath already had, plus the ability to take people who were unemployed, or in Ireland at the time, we saw a lot of people who'd been displaced by COVID, their job had changed and wanted a career change. And they were able to use the skills they had in life to upskill with the program to become, whether it be business analysts, whether it become RPA developers. But that wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the investment that UiPath had made in the academy, the academic alliance. And so bringing the best of the school with the best of the academic alliance really was a strong, really strong partnership. But also the investment that has been made in the certifications. So people are walking away with a certification. I can do this. I can bring these skills into an organization, and then we're matching it against the needs of those organizations. So we're saying, you need a UiPath Advanced Certificate. We have these people who've come through the program. They've done the advanced certification. So you're meeting the requirements of the clients, but as Mark said, you're creating a jobs and skills for these people who potentially never thought of automation as a career for them.
And a final question perhaps is, it sounds like an amazing program. Is it also one with an ambitious future? What are the plans?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the school, we're in Scotland, we're in Ireland, we're coming to England very soon. I suppose for the school, we want to bring more opportunity to more people, for more people to have a career in tech. That's our goal and ambition. This technology is changing the future of work, right? So we want to play an active role in enable people to have the right skills to be able to meet the demand of where work is going. So
yeah, and I've been heavily focused on how these skills can be brought into the public sector, but we're also, the company, we're evolving now that we're getting more and more requests to upskill existing people that already work in the public sector, to give them access to these skills. We're doing a lot of business analyst training, RPA development training. We're starting to bring in AI solutions, but we're seeing the public sector invest in their people, and we've the programs that we can bring into them. So that's where we see a big growth in the organization, is upskilling our existing clients, because they want to do more, they want to embrace more, but they need the structured training programs and the skilled partner to sit in behind it and say, these are the people that we can upskill, this is the program we can run. And that's where we see, whether it's the apprenticeships in the UK or in Ireland, or the traineeships, or whether it's professional training that we run. And that's been embraced by more and more government departments, especially in the UK, because they want to invest in their people. We're putting the right structures in place for them.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Mark Cooper and Mark O'Connor. Enjoy the rest of UiPath together.
That's great. Thanks.
Thank you.